Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Christina.
And this is our podcast,
Let's Chew the Fat.
Hello, and welcome to this episode. Today it's just me because Christina's traveling through Portugal currently and has been for the past couple of days. So this episode is going to be a little bit of a unique one. I had this idea, I think, this summer to create a podcast episode that was just supposed to be a little pocket of comfort. Basically, Christina and I, we asked a bunch of our friends from here, our friends from back home, to answer a couple of questions. And we gave them complete freedom. Like, you can answer 1, you can answer 6, just whatever questions speak to you, whatever questions you have an answer to, and send them to us. And I turned it into this little montage of knowledge and like shared experiences, basically. And the whole idea of it is to, realize once again that yes, we're living our like unique experiences, but we do have a lot in common. There are a lot of shared struggles. Like, we're all facing challenges throughout life and we're all learning and we all have wisdom to share. So it's supposed to be this comforting little episode of I'm not alone. And also, we've got this. We can make it through these quite challenging and confusing years because we're all dealing with it. We're all having similar experiences and we can all learn from each other too. So it's just supposed to be this little like pocket of comfort for anybody listening. And honestly, also for myself, I was very excited to hear everybody's answers, to see what everybody, was dealing with at the moment, what everybody has learned. So yeah, that's what this little episode is going to be. And I don't even really want to talk a lot in this first part. I'm just going to quickly talk about how my week has been. But the main part of this episode is supposed to be our friends and what they have to share. So yeah, but my week has been very nice, flying by as always. And I'd say the main 2 events were the Gracie Abrams concert, obviously. We got there a little bit earlier, I think like 5-6 hours before the concert. I don't know, we got there like 3, doors open at 6, concert started at 8 type of situation. And it was amazing. It was very cold. The whole waiting process was a lot more uncomfortable than with 5 Seconds of Summer because we were freezing. We were freezing, absolutely freezing. But we got there. We had okay spots in the end, not super close given what we'd gone through, but they were fine and the concert was absolutely incredible. I mean, she is incredible. It was apparently it was the biggest headlining show she'd ever done, which is crazy to me. The fact that like her biggest headlining show was not in her home country. That was very interesting to me. It was across the world in Spain. And she was so grateful to be there. She was so happy to be there. The crowd was amazing, if I do say so myself. The crowd was incredible. Just knew every single word. And it was also her last show of the tour, so it was emotional in that sense too. And because of that, she also performed an unreleased song, which was exciting. And I really loved it. And it was just an incredible, incredible show. Everybody had their little bows. It was beautiful. And then the other key event would be the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie, which we went to the next day on Saturday. I don't know, I was back and forth about it. I was really excited to go, but then at the same time I was like, well, it's just a movie of a concert. Like, how great can it be? The answer is it can be absolutely fantastic. It was, I mean, like, at the beginning, like, they showed the countdown and I had, like, similar, like, adrenaline to what you, like, feel when you're at an actual concert and they're doing the countdown. Like, it was insane. And it was just wonderful, hearing all of these songs. I thought I'd heard all of them or seen all of them at some point on TikTok or on Instagram, but apparently I hadn't. Like, Betty, I'd never seen. I don't think I'd ever seen any videos of that. So it was incredible and it was fun, singing along with my friends and with everybody else in the theater. It was an incredible experience. So yeah, I'd say those were my 2 highlights of the weekend. Now let's forget about my whole life and dive right into what all of our friends had to share.
Okay. First question, if I could give one piece of advice to everyone in the world, what would it be? I think it would be enjoy the moment. I don't think anyone realizes that life is short and we don't have much time, and we just have to enjoy every moment, and we just have to be aware of the fact that even if we are going through a tough time, everything will be good eventually.
In the end, everything turns out okay. Even if it takes 10 years, one day you will look back and it won't affect you that much or as much as it does right now.
The piece of advice would be also to me, to everyone, but also to me. And it would be to just do stuff. Like, don't overthink it. Don't be scared of failing, because I am scared of that constantly. Just do it. You won't regret doing it, but you probably will regret not taking the risk in the future and like not knowing what could have been. So just do stuff. Like, even if you fail, you have a great story for the future. To trust yourself, trust the process, and try new stuff. Because, that's what life is for. But I don't follow my own advice. I should.
Take time to get to know yourself, because I've been doing this for some time now, and I think it's very important, really knowing what you like, and most importantly, I guess, like what you dislike, and the things that you don't want in your life, and being able to recognize that stuff, I think really helps you to get to know yourself. That now it's like my life mission. I think everybody should take time to do this.
That you should be okay with taking your time and not be comparing yourself to others and being like, oh, they're doing way better than me and I should be doing that, I should be working, I should be studying this, I should be doing whatever, like just focus on yourself and don't care about what other people are doing, because that's not going to be helpful to you, and each person has their own path, their own journey, so it doesn't make sense for you to be comparing yourself with others.
So for me, as I'm a Christian, it would be to don't be scared and seek God and trust that He's going to answer your questions, prayers, and everything.
My advice to the world can be cliche. Cliche would be don't wage wars. Do not kill people. And the less cliche one would be aware that even your smallest actions can have big consequences on other people's lives, positively, like positive consequences or negative consequences.
What motivates me to get up in the morning is currently the iced coffee that I drink every morning, because I know I can drink my iced coffee, and after I get up and I drink my iced coffee, usually I just keep going, and then it's evening and the day has gone by and I'm okay.
Breakfast, food, for sure. Yeah, feeling hungry and like needing to get up because I'm really hungry is what take me out of bed. And out of that, I will say having small little thing in the day that I can be excited about, and also knowing like why I'm doing that, why I need to wake up, like why what I'm doing on the day is important, like whatever it is, like it's studying, I'm studying for something else after that, I don't know, whatever it is, like I mean, I feel like there is always like a purpose, even if like the purpose is like having fun. We always do something for a reason, and when you know the reason, it's easier to get up and to do it.
And I would say that it's actually just being able to live my life. I like life in general. I like human beings. I like the simple things that we see during the day. I think also like the people that are with me every day, they really motivate me, like to get up each morning and see them and help them and talk to them and laugh with them. But mostly I would say it's because I really like living. I mean, I would be immortal. If that was possible, I would live forever. I never want to die. I would be living every day. So I get up each morning because I really like living. And that's what motivates me, honestly. Just being able to do the stuff that I love, eat some great food, listen to some great music. So that's basically it.
Okay, what motivates me? Life. You know, very broad concept, but life, like the simplest things. You know, when you're very cold and you just got home and you're on your PJs and you can like slide on the bed and put your like covers on and you're like, "Eh." I love that feeling. I love when you see the sun, like when it's sunny. I love going on a walk. I love, like, I don't know, like feeling full, you know, like I'm doing good stuff. I'm on the right track. Um Seeing my friends. I don't know, but like what really motivates me is like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this day. You know, when I get up, I'm like, because I'm not a morning person at all. But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this day. Like even if it's a crappy day, I'm like, I will make it work. I will see a flower and then I'll feel better. I will eat a chocolate and then I'll feel better. Like I don't know, simple things that make me happy are what motivate me.
It is to serve God and others and like be kind to people and help people. I don't know, I feel like every day is it's so amazing. Like you don't know what's going to happen and you can be just like, oh, here's another day. And sometimes it's not that exciting, but sometimes it's like, how did this happen? And I'm like, I don't know, I love it. Life is great. So don't be scared and get up and see what happens.
Honestly, nothing. Nah, I'm just kidding. I would say that what motivates me to get up every morning is the feeling to, or the need to be a better version of myself. The need to be actually the best version of myself because I've been trying, like, my goal of this year or this last 4 months of the year is to not be as insecure as I was. So yeah, that motivates me to just stop stressing about everything and just, be my best self.
What motivates me to get up is usually the fact that I have class or something to do. Like it's not something extraordinary, like, oh, my life is great. It's great, but like the reason why I get up usually is because I have to, like, oh, is it already too late to be sleeping, or like, oh, I have class, or I have something with someone, because otherwise it's gonna be harder for me to wake up if I don't have like an appointment with someone, like, oh, we're gonna meet, we're gonna go to this place.
I do think that my 10-year-old self would be proud of me right now, just because I remember when I was 10, everything seemed so impossible. I used to watch grown-ups do all these things, and I remember I used to think about how those people do those things. Simple things like going grocery shopping alone, or driving a car, or going to work with other adult people. And now I do all those things as well. So I do think my 10-year-old self would be proud of me, even though the standard wasn't that high. Yes, I think yes. It's weird talking about it, but I always wanted to travel a lot. I always wanted to go for an Erasmus. I always wanted to live abroad, and especially in Spain. I always loved Spanish and everything. So last semester I went to Erasmus in Spain, in Valencia. So definitely my dreams were fulfilled, and I believe it's not the end. I still have plans to live in New Zealand for a year and stuff, so I think I'll be even prouder. I don't know, I feel like I'm really happy about who I become, that I'm every day like choosing to move forward, and I don't know, trying to be a better person every day, I guess. Just trying, not that it's actually working every day, but yeah, I feel like I'm proud of who I've become.
And I think she would, because I didn't have any expectations for my future, not in a bad way, just that I've never been the type of kid that wanted to be older and be a teenager. So I guess she would be happy. I mean, she would be very proud, because now what I do is try to do stuff that will make me even happier each day, and being surrounded by people that supports me and that I love, and that really makes me feel comfortable with who I am. And I think that's the most important thing. So I think she would be very proud.
I don't think 10-year-old me had any vision for the future, and therefore I don't know if she would be proud of myself now. But 15-year-old self would be proud of me, and she would be mainly shocked by what I'm doing now, because it's like a completely different life. But I think that my 15-year-old self would be proud of the close friendship groups that I have now, because as a 15-year-old person, I did have friendship groups, and I did have friendships, but not nearly as close-knit ones that I have now. I have friends that I've had for years and years and years, and I have newer friends, and I feel like I've become more socially confident, I guess, more socially confident. I've become generally more self-confident, and that then also is seen in my social interactions with other people. And I think my 15-year-old self would be proud of, first of all, the interactions that I have nowadays, and second of all, that I managed to find friends that I really love and really appreciate, and that I think are good for me, and that I also succeed in keeping them, and in, staying in contact with them, staying in touch with them, even if it's hard, because adult life is hard. Adult life, you have so many responsibilities, you have so many plans, you have so many things to do, and it's just so important to, take that time out of your day to just be in touch with your friends.
Yeah, I think my 10-year-old self would be very proud of me because of everything that I have now, but mostly because of everything I am now. So I'm happy now, and I haven't been for the longest time, but now I really am. I trust myself more, and that's great. But I've also taken a lot of risks. I'm happy with the people that surround me, and I have chosen those people. And I don't know, I feel that everything I do for myself is pretty great. So my 10-year-old self would be like, wow. So yeah, I like to think I think I'm very cool. I make my mistakes, I have my flaws, but I'm kind of cool. So yeah.
Would my 10-year-old self be proud of me right now? I think it's hard to say if she would be proud, but I think she would care about different things than I'd expect. She would not care that much about the career choices I've made or the job I'm working right now, even though to me right now it feels a lot of the time like that's the biggest part of my life. That's what matters. That's, yeah, all about the job and the work, but I don't think she would care that much. She would care about other things. I just bought my own horse. She would be very happy about that. That's her dream come true, so she would care about those kind of things.
I think she will be proud of me, because first, like a 10 years old is kind of pretty easy to impress, but also because I realize her dream, and even like if it's not as she is expecting or was expecting, I mean, it was not what I was expecting when I was 10 years old, but still cool, and it was my dream, so I'm very happy for that, and so I guess she will be too. I hope so.
I think she would be proud of me because when I was 10, I remember I was very shy. I was very insecure, and I wouldn't talk to anyone who I didn't know, or I didn't have like I didn't trust. So nowadays I have become, I'm not gonna say a confident person, but I'm not that shy anymore, and I have learned to talk to people without feeling that the situation is awkward. And I also have learned to be more secure about what I do and to actually value what I do, and it feels pretty good, I feel like. And also she would be proud because I'm studying what we wanted to study. So yeah.
What do you like the most about yourself, and what do you dislike the most about yourself? So, I think what I like the most is I think it's my capability to talk to people and to really make people feel listened, because I got some feedback from people that says that when I talk to them they really feel listened and that they are being heard, and I think that's important. And honestly, I really like being able to talk to any kind of person at any time. I think this communication is the thing that I'm the most happy about and what I like the most about myself. And also, I think my positivity, that is something that I've never worked on, but it really, I mean, it just happened to me. And I'm a really positive person. And I think that makes me keep going with my life in a very good way. And what I dislike the most about myself, I would say it's my sometimes I'm kind of like a people pleaser, and it's like this necessity of the comparison and just like people saying that they like the stuff that I do, or that they like me. I really feel this need. It's something I'm working on, but it's something that I don't like about myself, because sometimes I just can't control some stuff that I do, and I hate not having control of my actions, I guess.
This one is difficult because I'm the best person ever. So I like a lot of stuff about me. But I really like how passionate I am. I do everything with like a lot of intensity and I'm very intense. And I think that's beautiful because I'm like very sensitive also. And I don't know, I take care of things. Like I really do care about everything. And I'm happy with the simplest things. So I think that's really cool. I'm also very optimistic, which kind of nice. And then, you know, like I tend to see the bright side on things, and I really like it. You know, like I really think I'm a very good person to hang out. You know, like my energy is vibing. So yeah. What I don't like about myself is that I'm very insecure, like in every sense possible. And as I said, like I need constant reassurance. and I don't like feeling like people don't want me there with them, or like I really feel like I'm too annoying and they're just with me to like, I don't know, like because they have to, not because they want to. I'm scared of, I don't know, dying alone. But mainly not because it happens, but because I made it happen. Like maybe I tend to push people away, not so much like now because I've grown, but before I used to push people away a lot because I think I'm not enough. So I think I will like destroy them unconsciously, or do something bad so they stop liking me. So like I tend to reject before I get rejected. And yeah, so like I feel like people really, I don't know, like I feel I'm too much, and I annoy people, and I don't know. This is very overwhelming. I don't know how to explain myself, but yeah, like I don't like the fact that I don't trust myself. I feel like I'm a very good person to be around, but I also feel like I'm a lot of work, but like bad work. Like I feel a lot of like Monica in Friends, um, when she said that she was needy, and Chandler said like, yeah, but I like not needy, but like she needed a lot, and Chandler said like, yeah, but I like providing that for you. So yeah, uh, I feel like anything that I do is good, or is like brand new, or like I'm not a good enough daughter, I'm not a good enough friend, I'm not, and I really hate feeling that way, but I don't know how to stop it. Like the best way I found is like asking people directly, but that's always after a mental breakdown. So I don't like that. I don't like how, I really like how intense I am, but I don't like how intensely I feel bad emotions. Like if I feel, if you talk to me like no, like just say no, I would feel like, okay, she hates me now. What did I do? Like, she must hate me for a reason, blah, blah, blah. So, it's very difficult to deal with because you cannot be constantly asking people, like, do you like me? Do you think I'm being annoying? Do you think that um, I'm a good friend? Do you think that I should have done something different? So, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like feeling so. So, yeah, so insecure. That's it.
I feel like the thing that I like the most and dislike the most is the same thing. It is the fact that I'm a perfectionist. It is good because it doesn't allow me to do anything that's bad, and if I had to do a project for university, I will never submit anything that I think it's bad because I can't, and I always spend quite some time reviewing what I do just to make sure everything is okay. And when I was doing my internship, I mean, I sometimes made some mistakes, and I remember I reviewed everything I wrote like 3 times or 4 times, and that allowed me to spot the mistakes that I made. But why is it bad? Because being too perfectionist makes you lose a lot of time. It makes you think that what you do is not good enough. And it will never be good enough because for you, you're trying to achieve perfection. And I think according to the Greeks, perfection doesn't exist, but for a perfectionist, it does exist. So you spend a lot of time doing things and redoing things until you think it's perfect, but it's never going to be perfect, and it gets a lot of time to realize that, and I sometimes don't.
So my answer to the question, what I like, dislike the most, would be about myself. Would be the fact that I'm able to like the most, able to meet people like very easily. I don't have like a hard time like going along to places because I know I can meet people there. And I mean, obviously I get nervous about going alone, but like I'm not gonna make that stop myself from doing what I want just because I'm alone, you know. What I dislike the most about myself, I can be a bit annoying about some things. Like, I don't know, just I get too caught up in details and like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like I can be kind of annoying sometimes about some things. That's normal, but like, I don't know, it just, maybe what I want to say is like I'm a bit of a people pleaser sometimes, and I don't want people to not like me. So I'm like, if I'm being annoying, they're not gonna like me. But I'm annoying, so like, what can I do about this? You know?
If right now I could give advice to my 13-year-old me, well, I would say similarly actually that, well, yeah, not to care that much about grades, about school. I don't want to be a bad influence here, but well, maybe I'll miss a few classes rather, but like have fun enjoying life, not just caring about the grades. And it's not all about, nobody will care anymore what grades I had in ninth grade. It's nobody's ever watched that ever again. So yeah, I would say like live a little more and like not put that much pressure on things that eventually don't even turn out to matter that much.
And I think I would tell her that everything is okay, everything's gonna be alright, even though it's not as she was expecting, I guess. The future is pretty good, and I think I would tell her that firstly, and then I would advise her just to experience her life a little bit better, in a way that sometimes I felt like I was blocked out in my teenage years, and I think I would tell her just to live her life at the best that she can, because those years, they go by, you don't really see them, and at some point in your 20s you are gonna miss some stuff, or even regretting not having done some things and leaving some things. So I would tell her to do everything that she wants to do, because I was a good kid, so I wouldn't do anything that crazy, but I would tell her to allow herself to do more stuff and to really experience life, I guess.
That is a tough question, because when I was 13, I was not having a great time. I didn't have many friends, because I remember my group of friends started being angry at me with no reason, actually. So I was alone. I didn't have any friends. I also was scared of loneliness, and well, my biggest fear came true. So why would I tell my 13-year-old self that being alone is not a bad thing? What is a bad thing is having bad people surrounding you. So I would tell her to just wait, because everything will get better eventually, and she's gonna find the right people that will make her happy and not cry. So yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff I would tell my 13-year-old self. First, that she will be cool in the future. No, but really, I would tell her firstly that she's loved. She has a lot of people that care about her. Second, that her friends are trash, so dump them. But like, her value doesn't depend on her friends. Her value is within her, and it will always be within her. So she shouldn't be seeking approval outside. She's enough. Like, even if she has crappy friends, even if she's alone, even if she's scared, then I will also tell her that eventually we love Spain. We love living here. We created roots here, even if it doesn't seem like at the moment. That she will see her grandmas again, which was a very big fear that I had when I was 13. And that she's doing well with her family. Like, she shouldn't be feeling so bad for not calling them, because she's on a process to. She's just immigrated, you know? She's right on the other side of the world. She's in a process. So she should enjoy things more. And to keep trying, because things that seem impossible, she ends up getting, like we end up getting. And that later she will go to university, she will be fine, she will have a boyfriend, a good boyfriend. She would have the most amazing friends, she would be happy, she would go to the gym, she would go like places to hike, I don't know. She would go to concerts. Yeah. I will tell her that she's not alone. That's basically it. And to love herself, which my 13-year-old self didn't. But now we do. And yeah, it will be fine. It looks like it won't. It looks like her world is falling apart. But she will get along with her dad eventually. And she will grow on a very exitosa woman, and that she's a mastermind. Like, even if she doesn't know it, she's a mastermind. She will be, but she's starting to become one.
I will tell my 13-year-old self to stop and look around her and start living in the present and stop worrying about the past or the future or whatever, and just enjoy the good things that are around her and learn about the bad things that are happening to her. And just that, enjoy the present and be nice to myself.
I would tell my 13-year-old self a lot of things, but one thing that I would tell her is that looks actually do not matter that much. People won't like you more because you look a certain way, or they might, but not the people that you want. You want people to like you for your personality, and you do have an okay personality. You're quite okay. And yes, people won't like you more if you wear certain clothes, if you look a certain way, if you look like everybody else. Take care of your natural hair, stop straightening your hair. Yeah, just things like that.
What fear or worry is currently keeping you up at night? Well, I feel like it has always been the same fear, which is the fear of dying. I'm not a religious person. I never was, and I'll never be, I feel like. So, what scares me is not knowing what's going to happen. It's not knowing if it's gonna be like before we were born, when we weren't aware of anything that happened, or if there's something else. I don't know, and not knowing scares me, and it gives me a lot of anxiety. And I've been having this fear since I was 10, when I was thinking about how big the universe is, and how it's been there for millions of years, and how the people that lived in the past, they don't exist anymore. Not even in our minds. So what happened to those people? That is my fear, not knowing about death. And nobody knows, which is interesting.
So one fear that is currently keeping me up at night is my life after this study I'm doing, and how it will look, and me finding a job, me working in that job as somebody that is not studying, Yeah, just that kind of stuff. That kind of good stuff. Living alone, maybe moving out. I don't know.
My fears are phone calls, even though it's a small thing, but they scare the shit out of me.
My fear is not being good enough. Like not being enough in general. Like as I said, I'm very intense, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like this is very contradictory, but sometimes I feel like I can go a lot over the top and I can like, you know, like stress people out. And I'm scared of doing that. And like, but it's also related to like not being there how they need me to be, you know, like if they need a hug and I throw a party, like I'm scared that I don't give enough hugs to them or whatever. Like I'm scared of not being good enough professionally in the future. I'm scared of not being enough with my friends, with my family. Like I'm very scared of not being what they need or not being what I need for myself. But you never know. You just have to try, I guess. But yeah, I'm scared of not doing good stuff and like just being ordinary. Like I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to be remembered, but I just want to do good stuff, like to the people that I care. And I'm scared I won't be able to do that, or I won't be good enough or smart enough or intelligent enough or nice enough or pretty enough or funny enough. Yeah.
I think I have two answers for this. The first one is for sure my future in relation to like work and the things that I want to do. Really like following the dream or the career and like this duality that I think it's very hard, and I think it happens to everybody in their 20s. So that's one, my future in general. And also I would say the time and like the how do you say, I don't remember, but like sometimes I feel like time is passing too fast, and I hate this, and every day I wake up with this feeling that the time is passing and then I don't have time to do everything that I want. So I think that's the other thing that really keeps me up at night.
The biggest life lesson I've learned, well, I couldn't say if the biggest, but well, a big one, I think, is that mental health matters just as much, if not more, than physical health, and should be treated exactly so. Also, maybe an advice I would give to my 13-year-old self, to care about that. She might not fully understand what that means yet, but to really watch out for herself mentally and physically.
To do everything with like a good intention, even if it doesn't work out, even if you feel like you're not doing enough, do it with a good intention and it will work out. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it will work out. You know, the universe, God, or whatever is like right beside us. So miracles happen, you know, like small miracles happen every day. And if you do it like from your heart, and if you try, and if you like wish the best to other people, everything will fall into place like by itself. And also to not worry so much, like learn how to let things flow and take their own path. Like no matter how hard you try to hold on to something or someone, if they're not meant to be, like if the situation is not meant to be, if the person is not meant to be with you or whatever, it won't be. Like no matter what you do, no matter how far you go for them or that situation, it won't happen. But the universe has a better option for you. So that's related to the first thing I said. Like, if you do things nicely, even if your world is falling apart, like I promise, next year you'll see like, oh, so my world needed to fall apart last year because now I get to do blah blah blah, which I wanted to do, but I didn't know how. Like, everything happens for a reason, but like, really, like, everything connects. Like, I don't know, like, everything is connected, everything is meant to be, everything, like, every door that closes is because 10 more will open, 10 better ones will open, and we will see it like in the future. But we have to wait, we have to be patient, and we have to keep working every day. Like, even if you think you're losing money because you're being dumb, or even if you think like, oh, I'm studying so much and people are passing with the same grade that I am and studying less, okay, but you will get rewarded. Like, everything you do has a meaning, everything, and it will fall into place.
It is probably the fact that nobody cares about what you do, about what you look like, about what you're wearing, because everyone is so focused on what they are doing and the impression they give to the public that they don't care about you. So in the past, that stopped me from doing things and having fun because I thought people were gonna make fun of me because of what I did or what I looked like or what I was wearing, but they don't care. They just care about themselves. Also, you shouldn't care about others' opinions. You should care about the opinion of those who you love and who love you. That is important.
This one is really interesting because I have like a lot of life lessons, I guess, but this one is the one that I just have with me every day, and I think about it every day. If something worries you and you can do something about it, then you go and do it and solve the problem. But if something worries you and you can't really change it, you can't do something to feel better, then it's out of your control. So, which means you shouldn't be worrying about it. And I am the kind of person who worries about a lot of things. So, keeping this mindset that some stuff is just out of my control. So I will have to accept that time will solve it and it doesn't depend on me. So I really can't do anything. So I shouldn't be worrying and stressing about it and being concerned for days and days thinking about something that I can't change. And karma is real. I also have this with me because I think it's very important. Everything that I do thinking that I do everything with good intentions. And also, I guess, when people do some stuff to me, I'm just like, that's fine, it's gonna come back. So karma is real. I would keep this one too.
All right. Book club. It's very sad if without the harmonies, quote unquote. For the book club, I had a special idea too. I decided to ask everybody, we asked the questions that you just heard the answers to, about their favorite songs, shows, movies, books at the moment too. So I figured I'd kind of combine all of those and it'll just be like a big recommendation segment for you guys.
The book club. So, for the book club, favorite song, I really don't have one. I try to look for it, and also I I don't like choosing favorite songs or favorite shows or favorite movies because I really don't have one. But I would say my favorite song, it's actually pretty hard. I mean, because it could be, All Too Well by Taylor Swift, that it's a masterpiece. So I could choose this one. But I will say it's not my favorite song, but it's a song that's really special to me. It's Dreamer by Ozzy Osbourne, and this was the first song that I remembered touched me so deeply that I cried, and I was a kid. I didn't understand the lyrics, and now I know it's something about like the climate change and something about that, just like Mother Nature. But at the time, just like the sounding, the piano of the music, I cried, and I was a kid. So it's the first song that I remember that made me feel a lot of emotions. Favorite show, I've watched a lot of great shows, but I would say, and it's the one I answer every time someone asks me this question, I would say my favorite show is Sherlock. That's very good, has 4 seasons, and it's really, I don't know, it's just very good. I really love Sherlock and Sherlock Holmes stories in general. So the show is very good. And also like Friends, whatever. And my favorite movie, if I can't say 10 things I hate about you, then I will say it's probably Pulp Fiction. It was the first movie, I guess, that I watched that was like a long movie, kind of like a movie that people say that it's their favorite. So I watched it and I really liked it. I mean, it's great. I had a poster some time ago, so a really nice movie. So Pulp Fiction and 10 Things I Hate About You, because my favorite actor is Heath Ledger, or was, but that's fine. And then my book at the moment, my favorite book at the moment, and everybody that surrounds me knows that, it's Emma by Jane Austen. It's incredible. They spill the tea. I mean, it's a great book. It's probably gonna become my favorite book of my whole life, of all time. So yeah, Emma by Jane Austen.
I don't have any favorite song at the moment. It's too hard. I listen to many songs and I cannot pick one. But for the TV shows, I watched from scratch last month and I really like it. I cried a lot, but I feel like it's a great show. And I'm rewatching Grey's Anatomy as always. So yeah. For the book, I finished Lennon from David Fuenkinos, and it was really nice. I like all the books that I read from David Fuenkinos, almost, I think, and I really like his work. So
my favorite book from the last book that I read that I really liked, I'm gonna say it's my favorite book. It's not, but like I'm gonna say it is. Daisy Jones and the Six. It was also introduced to me by Lauren, so yeah, I really liked it. Then favorite song, I'm gonna say not my favorite song, but like my favorite song of the week, because my opinion changes very often, so like I have to go with something. I forgot for a second, sorry. I did something bad by Taylor Swift, but the Reputation version, like the tour version that I downloaded illegally on Spotify, it's very good. And then favorite show is Scam.
My favorite book at the moment is It Ends With Us, because it's the last book I've read, and if you know me, I do not read that much, so it's still my favorite book even though I read it like a year ago. My favorite song at the moment is Following the Sun. It's by Super High and Nika. I do not know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's just good vibes, and it's a summer feeling that I need right now. And a friend showed it to me in the car, and now I always go back to that moment when I hear it, so I like it. And my favorite show at the moment is, well, I'm watching New Girl again, and I'm enjoying it again. So I think that's my favorite show at the moment.
As my favorite song right now, I would currently say Hola by Marco Mignoni, or any of his other songs. Of my favorite series right now, currently I'm addicted to The Rookie. That's quite new on Netflix. And favorite book, I honestly cannot name one since I have not been reading a book for pleasure in many years.
So, favorite song. My favorite song is My Tears Ricochet. Why? I just like the song. I think it's too beautiful. And I also like Mastermind. Oh no, I like Right Where You Left Me. Because it's a song that talks about moving to a new place and not wanting to go to that place, I feel like. My favorite movie or so, my favorite movie is Avatar, because I watched that movie when I was 6 and I watched it a lot of times and I know the dialogues, I know everything. So yeah, it's like the movie of my childhood. And then favorite book at the moment, my favorite book, I was gonna say it's in the stuff right there, but it's not. My favorite book is crime book about a serial killer. In Spanish it's called Cuarto Mono. I guess in English it's called Fourth Monkey. I don't know. I haven't read the English version. But yeah, it's a really interesting book and I would recommend it to everyone. Not to everyone because sometimes it's dark, but it's pretty interesting. So yeah.
Favorite song? Well, I have not been listening to a lot of music lately because I've been listening to a podcast and I don't know what the rules are on promoting podcasts on a friend's podcast. So I don't know, but I'm listening to L'Enthusiasm by Gretchen McCulloch and Lauren Gahn. And it is basically a podcast about linguistics. And I just love that. But before that, when I was listening to music, I was listening to Ed Sheeran's new album, Autumn Variations, which I like. It's not the best album ever written, but I enjoy it very much. And I think the songs that I've been listening to most were Page and That's On Me, which I like a lot. Then current favorite movie or TV show, I've been binging The Rookie for a solid 2 months now. And by that I mean I've watched it and then I just went back and rewatched it. So yeah, I'm currently again on like season 4 and I just, put it on in the background, do things. And books, I've been in a bit of a reading slump recently. I bought Estamos Okay like half a year ago, still have not finished it. Then I'm also reading The Rosie Result, which I also have not finished and put on hold so that I could read After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because Taylor Jenkins Reid is a goddess and her books are amazing. And the main character is called Lauren, so, that's always a plus. So yeah, that's what I've been reading and I really enjoy it. But, it's not my favorite book. I think the favorite book that I've read recently was Carrie Soto is Back, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And yeah, because I absolutely love this book. It's amazing. And I've started playing tennis because of it.
I don't know which song to recommend, but any of the ones that Livy has released recently will be okay. And series Fleabag or Over the Garden Wall.
My show, Friends, Always Friends. My song, I don't know. I've been really hooked on Siete Lágrimas, which is very good, by Mora. But also Take My Hand by Five Sauce. I cannot stop listening to it. And my favorite book, 1984 by Orwell, which is a classic. I know it's like, that one, but you need to read it. Like, it's very good. It's impressively good. So yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I hope you found some comfort or inspiration in hearing everybody's experiences. Yeah, I mean, let us know on Instagram, like under the photo dump, or even we're going to put up a question on Spotify too. Let us know what your thoughts on all of these topics are. If you have any experiences to share, any wisdom to share, please let us know. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
If you want to get in touch, you can find all of our information in the description below.